Championship Saturday concludes from High Point, North Carolina. We are live from Wesleyan Christian Academy Gymnasium for the 3A Independent High School State Volleyball Championships, a rematch of last year. The defending state champion Charlotte Country Day Buccaneers taking on the Lions of Covenant Day. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to High Point. Patrick Keenis and Adrian Core. And Adrian, it is a championship. It's going to be determined once again by these two schools.
And it's incredible to say this is their 5th time playing this year. And Charlotte Country Day has come out on top 4 times that they've played already. Our Covenant coach said they've got nothing to lose. Go out there and play with everything you've got. It is kind of one for all here at the end.
All right, let's talk about the season that the 2-seed Covenant Day has had, coached by Heather Mills. They're 24-6 coming in, and this is a team that basically didn't lose anybody of substance from a year ago back again. How did their year unfold?
I think it's incredible when you have so many returning. It gives everybody a little more life and a little more confidence into what they have to play with. They've been in this situation. They've had the pressure. They've had these close calls, and they want to come out on top.
And let's talk now about Brian Rosen's squad, because he's going to be the most casually dressed guy maybe in the entire gymnasium, shooting for another state championship, the head man for Charlotte Country Day School. And they played a ton of matches. This is going to be their 45th match this year. They've lost once.
Which is an incredible number. The stamina of these girls being able to go into those tournaments and play so many games throughout the day. He seemed very confident in their girls. I think they have a strong senior class. He said every single one of those seniors could play college volleyball if they chose to. So it's going to be a great match up here.
It was a 4-set win for the Buccaneers last year for the championship, and it's a rematch once again with the Lions. We'll come back. Number 1 versus number 2. Charlotte Country Day, the defending champions, taking on Covenant Day. It's the 3A Independent High School Volleyball Championships, live right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel from High Point. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back inside Wesleyan Christian Academy in High Point. It's time for the 3A Independent High School Volleyball Championships. The defending champion, Charlotte Country Day School, taking on the number 2 seed, Covenant Day Lions. Patrick Keenis, Adrian Core, and we got some crazy fans who just rolled through the entryway about a half hour ago. Those big pictures are of the 6 seniors on this Lions side, and this is a rematch, Adrian, as we focus in on this contest. Covenant Day 24-6. 4 of those losses have come to their opponent here today. And Charlotte Country Day 43-1. They've been playing really more matches than almost any team in the country coming in. Only 1 loss back in September to a high school down in South Carolina. Let's break down this rematch.
Both teams are familiar with each other. They have played each other 4 times this season, so I think they're already familiar with what the hitters' strategies are going to be, and they know the job they have to do. It's just a matter of who can make the least amount of errors and who can really be consistent in their play.
It was a 4-set win last year for the Buccaneers. As we get a look at the head coach, Brian Rosen, who is in his 6th year as the head coach on the sideline for the Buccaneers. And again, the only coach you'll see wear sneakers and shorts and a T-shirt with his high school team vying for another state championship. And meanwhile, Heather Mills, once again at the helm of another highly successful year for the Lions. And the Buccaneers will serve. They are the team to the right in black, and we're underway in the 3A championship. And one of the things to watch is the first kill is down from Asia Patterson, one of the seniors on this team. Let's talk about, first off, the legs, the fatigue factor for the Lions. They came through the quarterfinals and the semifinals yesterday in both grueling 5-set matches. They won both. How much will fatigue play in today?
5-set matches are not only physically exhausting, but they're mentally exhausting. It's a very high-pressure, high-stress situation where it's down to the very final point. So to pull out both of those could be exhausting, but hey, it could also be a vote of confidence. Pulling those out and being on the upper end of both could be a good strategy for them coming into this.
And really, coming into any of these games, getting off to a quick start is pivotal. Really, I think that's truly the case for the Lions today. With what energy they're able to build up, with the fact that they're playing here for a state championship. There's a kill from distance, 2-1. The Buccaneers on top. And the first point of the match for Sarah Billiard and the Lions.
Great swing there. I think maybe those defenders thought that could have been out. You can hear the gym here. Covenant Day has brought, I think, most of their community here to support the school.
Served by Megan Emery. 2-1 the lead for the Buccaneers. Patterson, the delicate touch, finds a hole. 3-1 Buccaneers.
Maybe expecting a big hit by her, but she pulls up short just to try to throw those defenders off, and hey, it worked.
I mean, this is not only one of the top teams in the state, it's one of the top teams in the country. A top 15 national ranking for the Lions as Patterson sails that one long. But Brian Rosen, he's been on the bench now for 6 years. His first year, they won only 9 matches. And then all of a sudden, they get better. They get better. Their skills improve. Depth is really the only issue right now. They dress 9 for this championship. And is stuffed at the net. One more chance here for Hannah Kitzinger. And that is on the back line.
I think it's really fun to watch Covenant so far. You would think coming into this and losing 4 times to Country Day, they would be a little bit intimidated. I don't see that one bit.
Well, I talked with Heather Mills just prior to the match, and she said, hey, it's women's volleyball. Anything can happen out here. And she's just hoping that, her team plays loose. She said, we have nothing to lose here today. We've had a great season. They're in the same conference now, which is one of the reasons why they've seen each other so much. But obviously the 2 3A powers from the western part of the state.
There is no truer statement than it is women's volleyball. Anything can happen.
Kept alive beautifully by the Lions along the net. Shoved to the back. Carissa Coleman plays it up top. Here's Goforth. And a big dig by the Buccaneers. They play it back to Patterson.
Trying to push it long there.
And a block in the net one more time. One more try for Kitzinger. And that is in. Hard cross court. Big angle. And a 5-2 lead for Charlotte.
Covenant getting really excited about those big blocks up there, and they should be. But with that excitement, they've got to stay focused and finish out the play each time.
Taylor Portland, one of 5 seniors on this Buccaneer team. She'll serve it up. 5-2, first set. Goforth, big hitter.
A lot of hustle there.
And look at everybody retreat. 5 of the 6, almost behind the service line.
She got a hand on that second ball, but just wasn't quite enough to try to get it back in the center of the court so they could play.
Heather Mills on that sideline as Coleman takes the serve here for the Lions. She said, we need to play the game of our life to beat this Buccaneer team. And there you see some early energy. They're clawing right back into this first set, down 5-4.
To look at these reactions after plays like that, you could absolutely agree. They are playing the game of their lives right now.
So here's Coleman, a junior. The back set, the running kill attempt. And we have a violation into the nets. Point to the Buccaneers.
Great dig there and just a tough break on that net call.
That'll go against Megan Emery, and it's a 6-4 lead for the Buccaneers. Braden Nash serving it up. Set by Emery. Quick set, and yes, in the corner. Drilled down by Hannah Billiard. It was very likely going on to play college at Barry down in Georgia. She and Christina Goforth. There's a lot of talent on both sides. Ton of weapons, especially for the Buccaneers.
And I think we're going to see a lot of those weapons come out over the next few sets of volleyball.
Kristen Seibert serving it up, 5-6. Big step in by Kitzinger, save by Patterson, but it goes wide.
Such a great up there, just couldn't quite keep it in bounds. Great effort.
So 6-6, even spotting the Buccaneers, a couple of point lead to begin this opening set. The Lions have fought back. And this crowd will really get on its feet if they grab a lead. Kitzinger denied in the back line. Set by Emery. Johnson sets it up. Oh, a near dig on that back. Tough one to handle for Seibert. 7-6, Charlotte Country Day. Brian Rosen saying before the match that he was watching the Lions play those 2 5-setters yesterday, saying, their team with 9 lives, they just hope they've ran out because it was an impressive escape.
I will say it does not look like they are out of lives right now.
Sure doesn't. They are bouncing around, finding gaps, challenging kills at attempts. And some long rallies to begin. Quick set. And coming off the back, Coleman to play it. Off of the net. Franz bumps it back, Patterson. And again, Coleman on the deck. Goforth. Just long.
Very close ball there. Trying to catch that defense off guard. You can see the strategy on both sides of the net happening right here. They're not running up and just swinging away each time. They're trying to be smart about what they're doing.
There's a look at Heather Mills. Said some of the strengths of her team this year has been great depth, great confidence against just about everybody but the Buccaneers. Maybe this is their time. Stranger things can happen when you're playing for a state championship. 8-7 Lions trail. And here is Christina Goforth, one of the 6 outgoing seniors for Covenant Day. Patterson plays it wide. Jansen sets up Patterson. Handled by Coleman. Quick set. Billiard stuffed. The runner, oh, down the line. Coleman almost wore that in the side of the head. That was a rocket down the line by Catherine Franz.
Almost turned out to be a great dig if it would have just stayed in play.
Look at that runner. Yeah, it might have clipped her on the side of the head. Franz is going to be playing volleyball at Davidson next year. Highly regarded. Off the back, Goforth. And there's power on that back line here for the Lions as well. 9-8, Charlotte Country Day.
I really think that Christina Goforth is going to be one to watch in every single position. Not just front row, not just back row, but she's got strength coming from every position.
Served by Billiard. That's long. 10-8, Buccaneers lead, opening set. High level play so far. And here's Rachel Jansen, who is looking at the possibility of playing volleyball at the next level next year. Embry sets it. Here's Goforth, the delicate touch.
They were expecting that strong hit there, and she was switching it up, be a little bit short.
Embry, quick touch. And that's
looks like a net call.
Net violation again on the Lions. 11-8. Have to think with all of the fatigue setting in from the 2 marathon matches last night, the Lions almost have to capture this opening set. Big kill right there. Sarah Billiard got up huge.
They've set that middle a few times now, and they've been struggling to get around the block, and she did exactly that. Right over top of both of them.
There are no more tricks between these teams. They simply know each other far too well. Set by Jansen. Little miscommunication, played across. Free chance now for the Lions. They go wide. That set was a little short. The runner nearly kept alive with a kill from Taylor Portland and the Buccaneers.
Turning around off that block is sometimes really difficult to even just keep your balance and try to get a good hand on that ball, but they were sure trying.
12-9 Buccaneers. Asia Patterson. Dug by Coleman. Boy, Billiard can really get up.
It's a nice
second try. Another save on the deck. Patterson from the back, but a violation on the Buccaneers. 12-10.
It's kind of amazing to see the different demeanors of the team. You see Covenant very excited, very emotionally invested in this game, but you see Country Day very reserved, very calm.
Served by Goforth. A runner again by Kinsinger, blocked down beautifully by the Lions. And I think they have to play with this kind of energy. I think this is the only way they get through this match, because if they allow themselves to get tired and show fatigue, their championship run may be over.
You see every single girl jump up off that bench after that block. These girls are pumped and ready to go.
Played ahead. Embry touches across far corner. What a save by Patterson. Running almost into her bench. Kinsinger denied. Diving on the floor. Goforth.
Still fighting, getting blocked, but keeping hands on this ball.
Goforth again. Blocked down just wide. And the kill to Franz. She'll be a load to handle on the front line for the Lions. 13-11, Charlotte Country Day. And Taylor Portland, one of 2 Portland sisters on this squad. Casey, a scratch before the match with an injury. Quick set, block right back down. Everybody up tight for the Lions. Goforth, yes.
You can see the intensity out of every single play. They are not going to let these points go by without a fight.
And very comfortable on the outside, isn't she?
That was a very great setup by their libero there, too. Coleman,
good serve, almost mishandled. And that is on the back of the line from Kinsinger. 14-12 Charlotte. Charlotte 43-1. Braden Nash serves. Set by Emery. And again off the outside. Goforth gets the winner. 14-13.
Even the communication is so different. You don't really see Country Day talking to each other. I wonder if they've played together for so long. Maybe they're that comfortable with each other that they know where they stand.
Here's Seibert, 1 point down. Set by Jansen, and that is in once again. With so much height, a lot of elevation, good power from Kinsinger and Franz and Patterson, and they're loaded up top and even from the back.
Really getting those hits on the long ball, so Covenant's really going to have to watch the line back there.
15-13, Buccaneers. Block back down, great job by Emery to keep it alive. And now the soft touch over. Here's Patterson to the corner, yeah, got a touch.
Still finding those long balls. They're finding holes in that backcourt each time.
Asia Patterson, senior outside hitter, 16-13 Buccaneers, first set. Here's Kinsinger on the serve. And stuffed down. Oh, great timing by Patterson. She sensed that pass up front was coming a little bit too long and was right there to stuff it down. And a first timeout taken by Covenant Day and Heather Mills. 17-13 Buccaneers first set.
We saw a little bit more life coming out of Country Day there. I think that point was one of the first ones that I've seen them truly get excited about and trying to take that momentum. But Covenant Day is not going to go down easily. They are still in this game and just need to be a little bit smarter in that backcourt. They're getting beat on some of those long balls.
And Adrian, you've been around the game for a long time. Give the fans an idea what it was like as far as recharging the batteries and the bodies overnight for the Lions based on what happened yesterday.
I honestly don't think a single girl on that court for Covenant Day is thinking about being tired. I think adrenaline takes over at this point, and that's the only thing that you're focused on is these points. They're worried about being tired tomorrow.
And there's a look at Brian Rosen, head coach for the Buccaneers. And he was running through their warm-ups. I mean, he was firing spikes and kills at his entire team. They're used to the way that he runs camp and holds court. Certainly has worked out beautifully over the last several years. Embry this set, go for it, denied. Oh, there's Coleman to save it again. Go for it, goes long.
A little bit of frustration there. They're battling hard for those balls when they do get blocked to try to keep a hand on them. They've just got to be a little bit smarter about their placement of the ball.
18-13. Back set and the runner by Billiard, yeah. Well, Billiard is certainly one of the big weapons for the Lions, no question.
Great spot there. Those sets that pull a little bit more right. I think turning your body and angling back toward the left is going to be really hard for defense to kind of stop and move back in the other direction.
Yeah, how quickly Billiard got to that set, rotated, and the blockers didn't have a chance to close it out. Jansen to set. An attempt on a one-arm dig by Seibert. Look at these Lions diving all over the floor. That might also be to make sure they keep their energy up. Hey, you're diving after anything and everything in this building.
That was almost the exact same play made by the other team. Those sets are hard to block against.
19-14. Tough serve to handle, and that's one of the few free points we've seen off of serves in this opening set.
That was a great up by Embry and just didn't have anybody else to get a quick hand on that ball.
Charlotte Country Day with the 2014 lead. Franz sends that one deep. (20 to 15). It'll be Billiard serving it up for the Lions. Patterson sends it ahead. Jansen the set, and that is a wide swing from Taylor Portland, 20 to 16.
Was a good communication there to make sure they didn't get a touch on that ball that was going out of bounds.
Billiard again, targets Patterson too far and stuffed down. The advantage taken by Anna Shack up on that front line, up in the middle, number 16. 20 to 17 in the opening set. And the credit again to the serve by Billiard.
I have to say, I don't think I have seen a 5-person serve receive.
Short. Jansen to set. And again, a little bit too far. A couple of loose sets by Jansen. And here come the Lions down two.
Big points for Covenant Day here. They're excited and they're ready to run. They're not giving up on this set by any means.
And Brian Rosen really up off the bench for the first time for the Buccaneers. Short serve, Patterson has to come to get it. Jansen a better set this time, and there's the result. Taylor Portland, a good kill.
A lot of your defensive players have to really watch your block there and make sure you're lining up off the shoulders of that block. The block didn't close and those defenders weren't in the hole of that block. They've got to be able to move and see where the hole is.
Here is Rachel Jansen, one of the seniors, serving 21-18. Oh, a terrific save up top by Emery, sent across. In scramble mode for the Lions. Patterson sends it in, Coleman digs it. Sent over short. To the wide side, blocked down. Oh, another huge block at the top of the net.
A lot of excitement for Covenant Day there.
Sarah Billiard, the younger sister of Hannah Billiard.
Right by herself, great block.
There's a look at Sarah, just a sophomore. Her senior older sister right now is on the bench. 21-19. Portland nearly saved. Up top by Carly Brower, who's on the floor for the Lions.
They are working so hard on trying to keep those balls in play after the blocks, and it's just not quite falling into place for them.
22-19, opening set. Patterson. Embry, the quick set, and killed once again. Sarah Billiard one more time, 22-20. Well, credit Covenant Day. I mean, whatever they're working on as far as energy, they have come to play in this opening set.
And it's working. I thought, honestly, they were out of it a few points ago, and they've made their run.
And that serve just slides wide. 23-20, Charlotte Country Day leading opening set. And a timeout is going to be taken by the Buccaneers. Brian Rosen just wants to take a quick little breather here and walk through some strategy, serving up by 3 or a couple of points from the opening set. The reason behind it?
Maybe talking about being smart on their plays. It's these 2 points here. They really want to try to push without letting Covenant Day come back and get in this game. But we've seen all day today, when it comes back at 23-23, it is anybody's ball game from there on out. So really making sure they can finalize those points, being smart on these plays with their placement of the ball, and not hitting into those blocks, which has seemed to be one of Covenant Day's strong points here.
Well, Charlotte Country Day last year unseeded Charlotte Latin, who had won 9 straight 3A titles up through 2012. Country Day was the runner-up that year. Last year, Latin did not make the finals, and Charlotte Country Day knocked off Covenant Day for the championship. Now they meet again. 23-20. Goforth down the line.
Wow, beautiful set there.
And now a set point for the Buccaneers, 24-20, opening set. And Taylor Portland try to serve it out. Sends it deep to the baseline. Here's Goforth, sends it over. And the set on this swing, the runner, there it is, first set to the Buccaneers. 25-20. And the defending champions and the top seed, and they once beaten Buccaneers from Charlotte Country Day take the opening set 25-20. We'll come back, second set of the best of 5 3A state independent high school volleyball championships after these words from Wesleyan Christian Academy at High Point, exclusively on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Hard football.
Second set, 3A state volleyball championships, the NCISAA rematch of last year. And the once beaten Buccaneers of Charlotte Country Day take the opening set 25-20. Patrick Keenis and Adrian Core bringing in the action from High Point, North Carolina. Well, Adrian, now we have to wonder about the energy level for the Lions. They threw a lot at the Buccaneers in the opening set, came close, dropped the opening set. Now we'll see really what's left.
With a score of 25-20, I still don't think the game felt like it was that far apart. It felt like they were neck and neck the whole way there. I don't think Covenant Day looks too discouraged. They're still excited. They still seem to have that energy, and they're ready to come out and fight. I think they know they have the capability to hang with this team, and they look forward to playing them.
Here's a look at Hannah Billiard, who had a terrific opening set. And as we've talked about over the course of this tournament here today with the championship, sometimes the fans are switching sides as the teams switch sides after every set. And I tell you what, these Covenant Day school kids rushed through the doors about 10 minutes away from the first point of this match, and they made it known that their presence was here as they were screaming at the top of their lungs.
They are here. I wonder if they have their own activity bus. And now they're in play of volleyball, so we're going to have to make sure they're actually off the court.
And we are about ready to get going here in the second set. And their arrival also might have been a bit of a surprise to the Lions players and coaching staff. They really had a huge look of surprise in their faces as they saw them come in. And there's a stuff right at the net on the opening point. Anna Scheck, number 16, was there. And a reaction of giddiness for the Lions. Good rotation and a clean block. And a poor set there. First 2 points to the Lions in the second set.
You can absolutely tell losing that first set, I think, had no effect on their energy and momentum. They are still here ready to play.
Well, they played 5 sets yesterday twice. Why not go at least 4 here today against your fierce, now new conference rival? Jansen to set for Patterson. Stuff down again. 3-0 Lions. And one more time, Scheck on the front line.
I have to say, their excitement and that enthusiasm is truly just fun to watch. I think that's one of the best parts of watching volleyball, is to see how much fun these girls really do have.
And that will kill off that momentum as Billiard nets the serve. 3-1. But much as we've seen over the last couple of years covering these championships with Brian Rosen, unflappable on that sideline. Team really doesn't show any negative energy, no bad body language. But of course, when you're 46-1, you'll rarely run into any kind of negative consequences.
Doesn't sound like they've been down much all season.
And a bullet by Franz, but just a little long. 4-1, Covenant. And anytime you give Franz an open look like that and she goes awry, you're counting your blessings. Embry on the service. Set by Jansen. And a touch across. Played up by the Lions. A shot for Brower. Patterson sends it up. Portland. And we have a net violation on the Lions.
It's a tough net call there when you get a good hand on that dig. Sometimes those defensive plays are hard to come by, so you want to be able to capitalize when you do have a good defensive play.
Covenant leads 4-2, second set. Embry leaves it back. And almost running into a teammate Billiard, but they still get the point. Billiard ran right up Embry. They just didn't have the proper spacing, and they changed the attack and what she's planning on doing.
I think Embry was a little confused on what direction Billiard was heading, but hey, it worked out for him.
Now Macy Henry with a 5-2 lead for the Lions. Jansen, the back set, and a huge kill by Catherine Franz.
With the movement on that ball and the movement of that hitter, it's really hard for a blocker to be able to follow that, and it's quick, it happens fast, so defense has got to stay ready for those balls each time.
5-3, Braden Nash serving it up for Charlotte. Embry, quick set, dumped in.
Good positioning there, very good positioning. That takes a lot of ball control to be able to know where you want to put the ball and then it still go exactly where she saw that hole in defense.
Good touch there by Carly Brower, just a sophomore. A 6-3 lead for the Lions. Playing well with the lead here in the second set. They go for Franz in the back set again. Yes, one more time.
I think they were expecting that same strong hit they saw in the play before, but just a little bit too short, kind of back in that donut of the volleyball court that's hard to fill.
6-4. Now the side out to Hannah Kitzinger. Embry comes to it, leaves it up top, and Goforth drills the corner. Some serious weapons on both sides. Goforth and Billiard on one side, and then Kinziger and Franz on the other.
Keeping the ball on the line there instead of hitting cross court is a difficult hit to make, and she hit it pretty close to perfection.
Once again, Franz, the big right hand. They dig it this time. Goforth will bump it across.
Now can they play against that free ball?
Patterson up the line. Here's a shot, Goforth. Might have been an out ball. Patterson goes deep and just long. Little bit of a late call by the official. I think you expect that ball to die in. And on second look,
that's difficult because where the player dove was literally between our official and that ball. That's difficult to see.
I think he got it right. 8-4, Lions on top. Franz didn't quite get all of that one. Tipped, kept alive by Nash. And Portland off the back with a little steam. Patterson. Yeah, that is not easy.
That's a tough ball to play all the way around. You're going to have a hole no matter what position you're not covering, and she hit it pretty close to perfect there.
Stepped into that from just outside of the court. Terrific angle by Patterson, cuts it to 3. And his shorts are diving on his Coleman. The runner blocked.
Great coverage after that block.
Go forth to the back line. Jansen for Patterson again. Emery looking for a spot. And there's the kill. Taylor Portland. Buccaneers within 2. 8-6. Buccaneers have not had to play from behind in many sets at all in their first 44 matches this year.
But they're definitely staying calm, keeping their composure the whole time.
Franz on the serve. Here's Goforth, blocked, kept alive, and it might have been a double hit there. 8-7.
I love to hear the communication on the court. You can hear their libero talking to the outside hitter. They're telling her to hit cross. You can see the position of what's open so much better from the backcourt. That communication can be big for their strategy.
And there is Billiard. Cross-court kill keeps the lead to the Lions. Now 9-7. Second set. Here's another good look. Cuts this ball off a sharp angle.
That was good timing for her sister to sub in on the court there and get to give her a high five.
Jansen, the dummy by Patterson, and the kill by Portland. 9-8. And Charlotte finding its way right back into the second set. Embry back set. Billiard denied. Here's Patterson again, the soft touch, looking for the center, diving is Coleman on it. And that was, they're looking for the deflection, and there was not.
They were sure asking for that touch. I couldn't quite see if they had it. It was just a little bit too high for her to get that snap on it.
Buccaneers have caught up, 9-9. Emery, and a violation into the net.
Actually, that
setter, a double hit?
Yep, setter had 2 hits on that. I think she couldn't quite get both hands on the ball at the same time there and just kind of slipped through her hands.
So the lead is gone for the first time in the second set, and a timeout taken by Heather Mills. 10-9, the Buccaneers on top.
And it wasn't starting out that way. We really thought that Covenant Day was having their run there, but it's hard to hold on to. As much as they have that excitement and that energy, they were pushing through, but they've got to be careful about letting Country Day set up their hitters. If they can keep the ball out of the setter's hands and try to be strategic there, they're going to have to be smart, that's for sure.
Well, there's a look at Heather Mills, and I don't think she's at all surprised with the energy and the effort level she's seen from her team. It's been a brilliant year. Again, basically nobody graduated off of last year's state runner-up team. And they're looking for really just the one moment to exploit Charlotte Country Day for the first time this year. Again, they played 4 times this year.
And they started out this set that way, but let's see if they can continue and not let this little bit of a lead throw too much into their game.
Jansen serving. 10-9 Buccaneers. Look how high Billiard got up. (10-10). And here is Hannah Billiard. Patterson directs it ahead. They play it out wide. Portland. Off the back line, and a friendly tape for Christina Goforth.
Tough ball to see. I don't think she thought that was going over too, but she was pretty excited when it did.
The wide open middle, and the tape stunts the pace. 11-10 Lions. It's going to go a long way to get that one. Good dig, touched by Embry across, try to surprise him. Franz shoves it to the back line. Billiard, yes.
She has to be one of their strongest hitters, and I think they're trying to consistently keep the ball in her hands. She's got an amazing approach, gets that height, and the more hang time you have with that hitter, I think it's going to be harder for the blockers to time that as well.
Hannah, the older sister, serving. Here's Patterson. Huge ups by Patterson, and the easy kill.
Pass was really tight on the net there, and I think our Covenant Day blockers were trying to block with the setter and didn't expect that hitter on the other side.
12-11. Oh, excellent serve by Patterson. And a free ball, one of the few ones we've seen in this match. Jansen, quick set, Franz the touch. Embry saves.
Good reaction time on that fast tip.
And Billiard just didn't have the right spacing. Kitzinger tips. Point to the Buccaneers, well executed, and we're tied.
Goforth tried to get a hand on that ball, but it looked like it was just too high above her to be able to keep it in bounds.
12-12, second set. Buccaneers won the opening set 25-20. And that's way long. Pepper deep beyond the line.
Looks like Sarah Billiard's in a little bit of pain there. She's got her left thumb taped, and it looks like it could be bothering her here.
13-12, Buccaneers. Here's Billiard with the right hand. That's a winner. 13-all. And there's a look at Billiard right there, and it's that left hand. You can see the tape around the bottom of that left thumb.
Looked like she was wincing in some pain.
Patterson digs the serve out. Kitzinger denied. Jensen blocked down again. Here's a free chance. Yeah, beautiful by Billiard. The left hand might be damaged a bit. The right is working just fine, thank you.
Getting good blocks with that left hand at the same time.
A block and a kill in the span of 10 seconds. 14-13 Lions. Portland stops.
Great block on the tip, too.
Good retrieval by Jansen. And there's the third hit. And a rare freebie there for the Lions. 15-13 Covenant Day.
The very few obvious errors that you'll see come from Country Day.
And now the two captains are talking with the referee.
Looked like our Country Day captain had a question about maybe a call.
I think Portland, reading her lips, she thought somebody was up in the net. And the conversation continues. Meanwhile, Megan Emery, the captain of Covenant Day, is just a bystander right now, making sure she understands what's going on here.
Yes.
And whatever it is going to stand.
I'm almost wondering if they were trying to call no touch on that, if there wasn't a block, but I'm not sure what she was trying to get that call.
Back to work, 15-13. Kitzinger. Oh, fantastic dig in the back. Setting up for Billiard. And they will reassemble. Kitzinger. Handled by Emery. And now a true chance. Billiard again. And this has to go over from Patterson.
Great pass. Let's see if they can use it.
Patterson, fantastic dig right up the top of the tape.
They still managed to get it out.
Portland sends it deep. What a point. Billiard one more time, the runner. Excellent set there. Portland, cross court, wide.
Big momentum point there for Covenant Day.
Taking the best punch right now, the Buccaneers. And Covenant Day up 16-13. They have forced a timeout. Look at the reaction from Heather Mills. Head coach for the Lions, fist pumped. Yes. And if you can knock Goliath off course and force them to back up and take a timeout where they're a little bit rattled, that's a big mission accomplished.
And you can see it in their faces, just that. I think they're listening to the crowd. They're feeding off of this and seeing how excited they can get. And they need to be able to take that from Country Day if they want to be able to compete and stay in these ball games. They're going to be tough all the way to the end, but they're doing a great job of staying in this game.
16-13, second set score favoring the Lions, trying to square this one up. And Brian Rosen in that huddle for the Buccaneers, basically saying, hey, forget whatever else has gone on. Don't worry about what they're doing. They need to play fundamental volleyball. And begin to execute some better passes and some better sets and put points away.
They even had a couple communication errors that I think could maybe be because they're getting comfortable, and he's just trying to keep their minds in the game.
Jansen goes to the outside. Kinzinger stops.
Blocks have
Fantastic
just
save. We play
amazing.
on. Emery, the back set. Really wasn't quite looking for it. Portland, yes.
Couldn't quite close that one up, but as a whole, I would say Covenant Day's blocks has been their strongest point right now. They really are able to shut down a lot of these hitters. Just weren't quite able to close that up between the middle and outside hitter there.
16-14, Covenant Day, second set. Serve handled by Coleman, sent up top, quick set. Nice reaction by Jansen. Patterson from the back and still can pepper in the winner.
It's a great up by Embry and just couldn't get enough height on it. It was a little bit flat for anybody else to be able to get a touch on.
So many spots on the floor where Patterson is dangerous, clearly outside left, but even off of the back to put that kind of juice on it.
Wow, great up. Tough call,
and a lift
tough
call
call
against the Lions. Did you see it?
Those I have a hard time with. It's quick, it's fast, and they're just trying. They're out of position there, so it's about the only option they have is to get both hands on the ball.
16-16. Buccaneers have rallied for the tie. Coleman sends it ahead. Patterson comes up with a set, a little awkward. Embry.
Sets have been a little bit short there.
And a deep ball, and Patterson fell down.
I believe her back was turned to the net when she sent that free ball, so there's no way she could have known that spot was wide open.
Watch Patterson, number 11 on that back line. You're right.
Great placement, and she had no idea there.
Sent it to a spot. Patterson couldn't maintain her balance. Lions up one, second set. And Macy Henry serving for the Lions. Jansen, the runner for Franz. Scrum out of the net, and it hit the speaker. Hit the speaker. Would have come in. A fantastic effort to try and dig.
They're trying to have their reaction so quick on those blocks, and they're doing such a good job. Just need to have it fall into place a little bit more.
17 all. Quick set again. On great teamwork at the net for the Buccaneers. That was Franz along with Kinzinger for the stuff. 18-17.
A lot of the court was kind of creeping in there, and nobody was really in that long back court to play that block.
Nass serves again solidly. Embry comes to it. The runner Goforth, cross court.
Wow, great
Back
play.
over the net. And there's the put away by Goforth on the second crack.
Finds the hole. That's so key when these plays that come right back up at the net. You're not expecting 3 hits, and you've got to catch them off guard and find the hole, and she did that.
18-18.
And 18 serving.
Here's Coleman. Patterson stunts it. Kinzinger, a bullet. Oh, look at Coleman. Throw a body in front of it. Goforth. Another dig. Goforth goes deep. Little mishandle there. Franz with the delicate touch.
Trying to find the holes again.
Franz, the runner. Blocked right back at her. 19-18 Lions. They stopped Franz twice on that possession.
Blocks have really, really been strong up there.
Well, when you're facing this, you need to be ready. You need to be stiff and sturdy, and they have been. 19-18. Franz again on the move. That's wide. Was it tipped?
I don't see a call.
Looks like a net violation, I believe, against Goforth.
Our referee over by the score table actually said 2 hits, but I'm not sure who they were calling the 2 touches on.
19-19. And here's Kinzinger. Embry the set. Brower. And that was touched, and the lead returns to the Buccaneers, 20-19. What kind of medal will the Lions have in these final 6 points of the second set? They have earned a second set win. Can they put it away? Goforth. Yes, ties it up down the line.
They do a really good job of their outside hitters not hitting in the same spot every time. Their strengths are not only cross court, but they're hitting some really great lines.
All right, Brower is out. Seibert back in. She will serve 20-all in the second set. Jansen, here's Franz again. Kept alive. Go forth. Now Patterson on the outside. Blocked down, but wide. And the Buccaneers up 21-20. (21-20), Charlotte leading. Franz serving. The runner that
Great
time
play.
off of the arm of the Buccaneers in the net. We're 21-all. Second set.
Both teams really like to run those quick sets where they're pulling their middle side out or middle hitter back behind their setter. And it seemed to work for both teams. It's hard to play defense on both of those hits.
Go for a serving for the Lions. A set down. Jansen, the set. Portland.
They block
stuffed.
again.
One more block up top. Hannah Billiard and Sarah Billiard, the sisters, at the edge of the net. They collaborate here.
I would love to see the totals at the end of these sets for the number of blocks.
22-21. That's a little too strong. And a chance here for the Lions. Billiard. A diving
Straight
effort by
up.
Jansen, set across by Portland.
See if they can use the free ball.
Billiard, the touch. Kept alive, thrown in deep. The long set, Billiard. Yes!
Finds it again.
And the Lions are 2 points away from evening things up. They are taking the Buccaneers' best punch here in the second set.
You can almost feel the excitement coming out of them right now.
23-21. Portland blocked. Kept alive. Portland goes long. Everybody fighting for it. Sent across beautifully by Goforth. They set up Portland on the outside. Yes. Oh, is that a big point for the Buccaneers?
They were there. They had their hands on it. Just couldn't quite keep their body faced in toward the court to keep it in play.
They were walking the plank, maybe facing 3 set points. They're back to within one. 23-22. And Jansen the serve. Billiard. Stopped in the back, near the net, and put away by Hannah Billiard.
Great block. That was good timing and way to be there.
And that brings Covenant Day to a set points against the defending state champs and their arch rivals, whom they have seen 4 times this year and have not beaten.
And I'm trying to read Country Day and see what their emotions are looking like, but it's the exact same from the beginning.
Billiard serving it and serves it wide.
Tough serve there.
And now the tie will rest on the arm of Asia Patterson. 24-23, Covenant leading. Patterson, strong serve toward the bench, and we're tied. That's what the Buccaneers needed. Saving a couple of set points. Big serve with a little bit of curve to it, and a timeout taken by Heather Mills.
And Coleman, the libero for Covenant Day, still giving every single thing she had, trying to get a hand on the ball, falling into the chairs over there. And I think in big games like this, we talk so much about the middle hitters, the outside blockers, but we don't talk as much about the liberos. And I have to say, I think Coleman is one of the best liberos I've seen. She's talking to the players every single time. She's telling those hitters what's open, where they should hit. And she's a great leader on that team, even as a junior. So they get to have her back next year, too.
There's a look at the service winner by Patterson that ties things up. And when you have the medal of a champion like the Buccaneers, you played 44 matches, you've lost once, even facing a couple of set points is not all that daunting. But they are not over the hump by any stretch here in the second set. Excellent serve again by Patterson. And a flying kill by the Lions.
That has to be one of the highest I've seen her get up on a ball there. That was a great, great approach.
Watch her come in from nowhere and send down a rocket. Set point for the Lions off of the kill by Billiard. 25-24. Megan Emery serving. Set by Jansen to the outside. Kinsinger blocked, kept alive. Trouble. And the set belongs to the Lions. 26-24. And after a pair of 5 setters through the quarterfinals and the semifinals yesterday, They draw even with Charlotte Country Day, 26-24. And the student body left for the Lions in front of us. We'll come back with the third set of the 3A Independent High School State Championships exclusively on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. For the 3A Independent High School Volleyball Championships, heading to a third set between Charlotte Country Day and Covenant Day. Patrick Keenis and Adrian Core, joined now by the AD of Wesleyan Christian Academy, Glenn Foster. First up, Glenn, thank you for your time. Thank you for your service. How daunting of a task has this been to put on this event over the last few days?
It's quite an event. We have tennis going on outside, plus the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals here. But it's always exciting to be able to work with this type of event. You know, to put on this kind of a championship with these type teams. I mean, it's always fun to be able to have this good volleyball as well. Makes it easy to watch.
Can you speak to the type of manpower we're talking about as far as you and your staff and the volunteers?
Yes, Mar Booster Club, I can't say enough about. It's been just wonderful to be able to work with them. They help put on all of our volunteers. As most of us know that work in the state, these events only work with the volunteers. It's based on them. So they've helped with the concessions, the hospitality room, with all of our extra admissions. So it's been great to have volunteers and people to work with.
And Adrian and I can certainly attest to the hospitality room. We really appreciate that.
Yes,
and
yes.
what type of preparation? How many months has this been in the preparation stages to get ready to put on?
Well, we knew about this sometime in the summer, so we knew it was coming. So the planning has really been going on since the summer. Any event like this, the longer way you can plan, the better. So it's been in the works, and the last week's been really busy, just trying to finish up our own seasons. We're real excited. We just found out that our boys soccer team just won the 3A boys soccer championship over Charlotte Country Day.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's always fun to win, that's for sure.
And now, do you have a chance, now that we're in the third set of the third and final match, do you finally have a chance to relax a little bit and take in some of the games? Otherwise, you've been in the copy machine, you've been running all over the place.
Yes. It's been nice to be able to sit down for this last one as we kind of, finish things out. It has been busy, but worth it. I got home last night about 11 and back here about 7 o'clock this morning, but it's sure been worth it. It's great to work with, with the state and the association and the great people that, that are here working and watching. And watching these kids play is it's amazing. It's great to watch, young athletes and the competition that goes with it. So it's worth it.
And as we take a look at some of the banners here adorning the inside gymnasium, can you, for those of the fans watching who haven't spent time and watched events here, talk about the athletic history for Wesleyan Christian?
It's been exciting. We've got a history of a lot of winning. Our boys soccer team is really the most prevalent of our championship teams. We've been winning state titles since about '84, and we're now into today was our 13th, I think, state title in soccer. So that's been kind of our big sport for long term. But recently, our basketball team, our boys basketball team, has really been exciting to watch. We've won 2 straight state titles, and are really favored, hopefully, to win this year as well. We've got one of the top juniors in the country.
Wow.
We've had coaching visitors from all over the country stopping in, so it's always fun to see them and to have that kind of a view of our program that it's worth having people recruiting on them. So they're fun to watch. The talk is that we'll be nationally ranked to start the season, maybe in the top 15. So that's what we're really hoping to. We're in a couple of really good tournaments around the country, playing national competition. So it's extra work, but it's fun to do that as well, to have good players and, again, good ball games to watch.
All right, well, we appreciate your time and your staff and all of the boosters to make this event go off without a hitch. Thank you so much, and try and enjoy the next hour.
We will. Thank you, guys. You guys sound great on the air, too, so it's fun to listen to you. I was in the truck earlier.
Appreciate it. That's Glenn Foster, the athletic director of Wesleyan Christian Academy, who's winding down, finally, putting on this independent high school volleyball championships concurrent with the tennis championships outside. Glenn, thanks. Well, let's get back to action. Big-time action here. Set number 3. And a big early lead now for Charlotte Country Day coming out of the switchover. And it's a 5-1 lead now for the Bucks. And a timeout taken by the Lions.
Even with that 5-1 lead, it almost looks to be like a few minor errors by Covenant Day and things that they can come back and recover from. one thing I have to applaud their team is they have never let a series of mistakes or bad calls in their direction change their momentum, change their energy. And that's difficult. It's teenage girls. They're going to get down on themselves, but they are so positive. You can feel the energy that they're just here to play, and they're having a good time doing it.
And coming out of the second set that was captured by Covenant Day, I think the one real concern for the head coach Brian Rosen of the Buccaneers was, hey, show me a little bit of energy. It's fine to be businesslike. It's fine to expect to win. It's fine to stay even keel. But I think he kind of felt like his team needed some kind of spark. Not a lot, not to take them out of their comfort zone or character, but just a little bit more, because the energy level was being won clearly by Covenant Day. That's what's really kept them even in this match. And I think he's just looking for a little bit extra kick. And that certainly has been the case early in this third set as that serve has sailed long. 5-2.
You never really see Country Day change their energy or their communication. They're kind of the same team all the way around, but obviously it's worked for them so far.
All right, here's Sarah Billiard. Serve long.
Almost looked like a touch there. Close call.
6-2 Charlotte. Anna Kinsinger, senior, will serve for the Buccaneers. Coleman directs it ahead. They go wide to Goforth. And we have a violation in the net.
Coach Heather Mills
Buccaneers.
Was not very pleased with that call. I think she definitely thought there was a block on that.
Quick set. Dug in the back by Nash. Kept alive. And Coleman will steer this one across. Portland up. Here's Patterson. The soft touch blocked down.
Great timing on that ball. I think she was pulled off the net a little bit more, but they were able to stay with her and watch where she was going with that ball.
7-3, Buccaneers lead. That set a little bit strong, and there's a big one for the Buccaneers. They take an 8-3 lead, and if you're the Lions, you can't lose touch here in this third set with all the energy that you've expended in the first couple of sets. Can't make life too easy for Charlotte Country Day. Emery, here's Goforth. A one-arm throwback by Franz, wow. And look what it leads to, almost a put down. Goforth again, blocked. And Goforth sends it over. Patterson had to switch hands and almost switch legs. Quick touch, Billiard denied. Portland a little short.
Did not look like a touch to me.
Everybody up in arms for the Lions. Goforth does get the kill anyway. I think the Lions feel like they won that point twice.
I think so. It's so hard to tell sometimes if the ball just hits the tape or if it's actually hitting hands. And I think that ball a couple plays before they did not think went over the net.
8-4, Lions trail, third set. Patterson flying ahead. Emery, quick touch, the dink. One more time, Billiard. Patterson the winner.
Wow, almost a grade up there by Macy Henry. Almost got a good clean hand on it, kept it in play there. And that's the effort you've seen by Covenant Day all day long. No matter where the ball is, somebody is trying to get a hand on it to keep it in play.
9-4, Coleman had a little trouble handling that serve, and Henry fires wide.
Not quite enough on that ball.
10-4, Country Day, third set. Goforth made that one somewhat tough. Here's Patterson. Feathers it to the corner. Goforth from the center. Patterson bowls right over on the back line. Kristen Seibert.
Defensive player was there. I just don't think she could quite get a clean hand on that. Great hit.
11-4, Buccaneers lead, third set. Coleman a little too much on it and pays the price. Patterson the kill. A much looser third set by the Lions.
Probably the biggest difference we've seen so far, but I still expect Covenant today to keep that energy up and keep playing like they have.
12-4. Billiard. And another block at the nets. And you can really see the, not intimidation, but the confidence really coming to the surface for Brian Rosen's side.
It's almost like the blocks have changed momentum. First it was Covenant Day with such strong blocks, and now Country Day's coming out blocking just about everything.
Oh, that is wide from Goforth. Tough angle, and Heather Mills may need a timeout here. This one is getting away from them, 14-4. She will not take one, at least not right now. Jansen to serve.
Great up.
Patterson plays it ahead. Jansen the set. And the block down. And that's what the Lions needed. Goforth and Billiard were there to block it. 14-5.
More than 2 hits. I think that was more like several hits. I think it hit several girls at the same time there. Big point for Covenant Day.
Macy is out. Sarah Billiard returns up on the front line. Portland pushes it to the back. Billiard. Oh, it was kicked up by Kinzinger. I was wondering if the officials were going to whistle that one.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that is actually still a legal play.
Just booted it with her left foot.
Almost worked.
Is that part of your repertoire?
I don't think so. Don't think you have quite the control you need on a volleyball with a kick.
Portland, a big kill. Yes, that's wide. Great effort on the back by Goforth.
If that ball had stayed inbound, she might have had a good placement in their backcourt.
15-6, Charlotte Country Day. Patterson, just long.
Coleman manages to get out of the direction of that ball just in time.
Hey, it's not easy as hard as Patterson serves. 15-7. And there's the kill from Hannah Kinzinger.
Still looks like that middle back is really creeping far over to the side there. And that block just was not even close to closing up.
Covenant's going to need a little bit of a push. They need to string some points together to get back into this third set. Still a little bit shaky on service returns. Jansen the back set, the runner. There's another kill up top. Franz again.
And there again, it's a huge point for them, and not really much emotion. It's just taking care of business, and that's it.
Well, they do love the back sets with her curling back behind and taking it on the move.
And I think once they found that works for them, it looks like that's been one of their strengths this season.
17-7. Emery, a long set, nobody's there.
She didn't know the outside hitter had pulled in for more of a quick set and was trying to set that outside hitter long.
And a timeout. Heather Mills of Covenant Day. This third set is slipping away.
Not really the change that I had expected coming into this set. I thought the Covenant Day coming off that win was really going to try to capitalize on that win, but it's been hard to fight with this team that has some really strong hitters.
I think it's just so tough when you go up against the Buccaneers. If there's any kind of discernible letdown, and whether that's energy in the Lions' case in a match like this, suddenly they're all over you and you're 5 or 6 points down, and it's awfully hard to recover that.
They're certainly going to try to do it. I know Heather Mills is over there trying to tell them what kind of strategies they can come up with. They've got to continue those blocks that they were doing really, really well in the second set, trying to slow down some of Country Day's hitters.
18-7, Buccaneers lead. Heather Mills' side took the second set 26-24 to even it up. Saying that her girls would have to play the game of their life to win this one today.
I think they did just that second set. We'll have to see if they can pull it out again.
They go wide, Billiard. Patterson for Kinzinger. Embry goes to the outside, Billiard. Stopped one more time. Kinzinger blocked. Excellent defense in this point. Quick touch. and set
Great
down
setup there.
by Anna Scheck.
That has to be such tight communication between that setter and that middle hitter, because you don't have time to decide in that situation, are we going to run it, are we not going to run it? But they are absolutely on the same page there.
And Scheck played awfully well in the first couple of sets, not just with a couple of kills, but also a number of blocks for points for the Lions. 18-8. Scheck again, delicate touch. The runner again. Oh, a wicked kill up the line.
It almost seems like she's getting stronger and stronger at those hits. And watch that again. She's got such great movement and just being quick to get to that ball. That's not an easy set either, and their setter has done a fantastic job of putting it in the perfect position.
And beating the blockers of the net and threading the needle in the back. And a flying kill attempt by Billiard. And that was touched. Point to the Lions and Sarah Billiard, the sophomore, and she has a lot of upside as she heads over to the bench for the Lions. 19-9. And that's wide.
Just a little too much.
They can't come back from 10 points down in 2 points, so this will be a methodical rally attempt for Covenant Day. Kinsinger, and that's deflected wide, 20-10. Even with the shift in pretty good position, it's a little bit of an angle back by Scheck. Macy gets it forward, back set, and there is the touch. Brower earns the point for the Lions.
Tried to get the block up there, but just couldn't keep both hands on it.
20-11, Charlotte.
They're going to make their run. They really got to capitalize here on these points before Country Day gets any closer to 25.
Jansen, the runner again. Yeah, right off of Coleman. And that's Franz one more time.
Franz really has just seemed unstoppable, hitting those kind of switching sets. They do a really good job, and they're consistent.
And defensively, what's the antidote?
So much movement up there, especially if you don't know if they're going to set behind or set to that outside hitter. Your middle blocker has a difficult time trying to read the setter. If she can't read the setter, it's almost nearly impossible to get there in time.
22-11 on the ace from Franz. Third set. Charlotte Country Day closing in. And that is 4 hits.
It's hard to have 2 in a row on receive mistakes in a game like this.
23-11, Country Day. And Franz, 3 straight terrific serves and 3 mistakes by the Lions.
You almost wonder if this is a little bit mental here. Serve receive is something that these girls have been doing since they started playing volleyball. But here in this tight situation, I wonder if they feel like this game is a little out of reach.
Set point, short serve, diving is Coleman. The near put away, and Coleman sends it across. Set on this swing from Patterson, and blocked in.
Close ball there.
That's Hannah Billiard keeping this third set alive. 24-12, Buccaneers lead. They go back for Patterson, and there's the third set to the Buccaneers.
Coleman really tried to get a good hand on that, but it was just hit too hard.
A decisive third set victory. Charlotte 2 sets to 1 up, 25-12. They take set number 3, and they're 1 set away from repeating here at the 3A level. We'll come back. The North Carolina Independent School Athletic Association Volleyball Championships, the 3A in the offense. Buccaneers lead 2 sets to 1. Well, last year when Covenant Day and Charlotte Country Day met for the 3A Volleyball Championships, they went 4 sets as Charlotte Country Day claimed another title. This time, we're into a 4th set. Lions need to win this one to force 5, and that's been kind of their mantra over the course of the week here in High Point. A couple of 5-set wins in the quarters and the semis yesterday. to bring them here to the finals. 2-1 lead for Charlotte Country Day. Win the third set 25-12. But a very tight match outside of that third set. What do you have to see if you're the head coach Heather Mills?
I think there's something to be said for teams that are used to winning in 5 sets. They're used to being down and coming back out of that 5th set. And playing to 15 is not easy. That's a tough set. They did it twice yesterday. They're prepared for this. They're not really panicking right now. They know they can pull out this set and one more to 15. They just have to play their best.
Has to begin with a quick start as well. Lions on the right side of your screen. This is Billiard. The delicate touch. Emery, Billiard one more time, blocked. Emery comes down, Billiard for a third time, goes a little bit deeper. And she's been turned away at every attempt. Now an opportunity, Kinsinger, yeah.
I think block just got pulled back to the middle there, and she got a clean hit on that with no block at all.
That is a tough first point to give up because he had 3 different opportunities to put it down, couldn't get it done, and then the only chance the Buccaneers got, Kinsinger comes through.
Both blockers were just pulled too far into the middle and couldn't get out there in time.
Now Taylor Portland to serve, 1-0 Buccaneers, set 4. Billiard still with the elevation here in the 4th set. Franz makes it 2-0. Goes right through Seibert again down that sideline.
Finally starting to see a little bit more excitement out of Country Day now, and we may have a different call happening here.
Yeah, one of the side officials coming over to the main referee.
Looks like they're going to stay with the same call, though.
And no overrule. We will continue. 2-0. Embry, Billiard, still can't find the court. Kinsinger blocks.
Didn't think the block was getting there, and they certainly made it just in time.
Sent in deep. Embry, quick set, handled by Jansen. Kinsinger goes deep. Billiard again, too long.
Just a little too much there.
Well, they're going to the sophomore, Billiard. She's had 5 or 6 opportunities in these first 3 points of this 4th set. They know right now whose back they need to be on to get some kills.
I think she maybe rushed that one a little bit. She could have used the set just a little bit higher to be able to get on top of that ball.
Embry one more time, out of the back, go forth. Billiard again, and finally gets one down.
I think they're going to keep setting her. If that's their strongest hitter right now, they're going to keep going to her and trying to find ways to get that ball down.
14th set in the last 24 hours for these Lions, and you still see Billiard jumping up and down like she's on a pogo stick. Here's Franz, the runner, and that's blocked by Billiard.
It's amazing to still have that energy and that momentum, and you're right, 14 sets in a matter of 24 hours is just incredible to still have that stamina.
Well, when you're 15 years old or so, it's a lot easier.
Wow, great save there.
3-2 for the Buccaneers. Where are they going to go? Yeah, Billiard again. Saw cross-court touch. And right back at you off the top of the net, and we're tied 3-all. Well, the start wasn't perfect for Covenant Day to begin this 4th set. Well, they've run down the Buccaneers. 3-3. Megan Embry serving. You're going to get a different reaction if these Lions take the lead. That is on the back line. It's in.
I think Covenant Day thought that could have been out there, but it had to be close.
4-3 Buccaneers. There's one more look. Right on it. And that's set into the net.
Just little mistakes that are hard to continue having and compete with a team that's as good as Country Day.
5-3. Nash continues serving for the Buccaneers. 4th set. Charlotte Country Day up 2-1. And that's long.
Good communication there.
Strong serve by Billiard.
Almost a fantastic save there. Talk about not giving up on a ball. They were giving everything they had there to try to get it back in bounds.
I was trying to defend myself from the equipment from Rachel Jansen, who was rushing it right over to our table. 5-all. And that's long. And Billiard will check out with that one. 6-5, Charlotte Country Day. Kinsinger on the serve. Coleman comes into it. Embry, and now Goforth blocked down beautifully. Up top, Jansen was there, Franz was there, and the blocking for Country Day, that's really been where this match has pivoted over the last couple of sets.
And pivot would be a good word. I think it really did change momentum from Covenant Day's blocking, and now Country Day has really shown up with theirs. Covenant had defenders in position there, just couldn't get a good hand on it.
Embry, flat-footed set.
Almost
Fine dig by Portland. Embry comes this way. Goforth blocked. Nash keeps it alive. Touch near the net.
Wow.
And they're all in very tight quarters. And that block team gets across. Patterson and Franz.
There's the blocking again. That was a really difficult ball from our position. I still don't know how she kept that ball out from not hitting the antenna there, but they somehow did.
How quickly they just kind of sidled down to cover the territory. 8-5 Buccaneers. And here's Goforth, full head of steam, and one more block, but...
Oh, they called no block. Called no touch there, so that was 4 hits on Covenant Day.
Now 9-5. And you can see Jansen up with the net, stretching out her legs. They've had a long couple of days as well. Not quite as taxed as the Lions. But they can start to see the finish. Embry.
Tough ball to get a hand on there.
The runner, yeah, Franz again.
Even hitting in a different position there, she's really been pulling a lot of those balls back cross court, and she was able to put a different position on there. It's really great to be an unpredictable hitter.
Well, the Davidson Wildcats are getting themselves a pretty solid player.
Absolutely.
That's where Franz will be attending next year. 10-5 the lead for the Buccaneers. The back set kept alive near the rafters by Portland. And a free ball sent across by Johnson. They come near side, Goforth. Long.
It's a little too much on it there. I think maybe the anticipation, maybe trying just a little bit too hard is not always the best case scenario to be in.
Lions do have 2 timeouts remaining, and Heather Mills will use 1. A set Covenant Day has to win. 11-5 they trail in the 4th set, and that leaves Covenant Day with 1 timeout.
Maybe the least amount of energy that I've seen out of Covenant Day so far, but they've got to find a way to not get down on themselves here. They're in a little bit of a hole now, but hey, it goes to 25 for a reason. You've got a lot of time to work your way out here.
And meanwhile, fans enjoying a great atmosphere here at Wesleyan Christian Academy. Again, they put on a great show over these last few days. We just came in here today, but this tournament's been going on, from the quarterfinals to semis over the last couple of days. So they have been worked to the bone.
I know they will all sleep very well tonight.
Absolutely. And Brian Rosen on that sideline for Charlotte Country Day. He doesn't need to tell his team a whole lot other than say, stay the course, play your game, because this is the personality. We talked about this earlier in the day, that you can have your team really embody and pick up the characteristics of your coach. Brian Rosen is as laid back of a guy as you're going to find. And his team is just being very businesslike and very ordinary as far as taking care of their business. 11-5 lead. Franz, another runner. Slightly off balance that time. Here's Goforth down the line. Oh, an excellent dig by Nash. Kept alive by Jansen and cleared away.
Great recovery.
Jansen, Franz, yes.
The same hit, same set every time. They're able to be consistent with that. Covenant Day's got to find a way to stop her if they want to be able to hold on to some of these points. Great
look at
save.
that energy, look at the dives. And the lead is now 7 for the Buccaneers. Here's Goforth. One more block down. And again, it's Jansen and Franz. And now 13-5.
Like you said, blocks have really made a big difference, and they're continuing to make a difference here, too.
finally down for the Lions, 13-6.
Found a way to get through that block there.
Is there one last push of energy for this Covenant Day squad? Because right now you can see the energy is there, the talent is there, and a 2-1 lead for the Buccaneers is also there. Jansen to set, Patterson into the bottom of the net.
Looked like no touch there, maybe just an error on the hit, but Covenant defense looked like they were ready for it either way.
13-7. Carissa Coleman continues to serve. Patterson blocked down beautifully by the Lions. This is where they need to look at the reaction. Meanwhile, Brian Rosen, hand on his head. He thought they were into the nets, and he's now on the court. And I think he wants to tell Taylor Portland what he wants to say to the official.
Yeah, they usually tell coaches if the coaches have anything to say, they have to go through their captain on the floor, that coaches are not allowed to speak directly to those officials. Looked like he was saying the ball was in the net and not one of the girls, maybe. I will say, Country Day's captain has done a really good job of having substantial evidence to support her case. Every time she's come up here and spoken with the official, she doesn't just ask the question.
Well, let's watch the block, and I think he's saying maybe they were in the net on the block. Hard to tell from that angle. 13-8. Jansen, here's a Franz.
Getting hands on it, just not being able to keep that ball in play.
14-8 Buccaneers. And here's one more look. Look at Franz curling behind again. The running starts, and the block was not set. Goforth. Handled by Nash. Jansen comes down to it. Patterson sends it deep. Embry. And that is long. No touch. An error up top by Corey Nasser.
She was wanting the touch call there, but it looked like she just got under the ball a little bit and sent it too high.
15-8. Franz goes down the near sideline. Excellent save by Goforth. And the Lions pick up a sorely needed point. They're down by 6.
Looks like she was kind of off of her footing there. She didn't really have good balance going up, but somehow it worked out.
Seibert in, Nasser out. And Seibert will serve. Lions needing to connect some points together here. The set. Coleman one more time. Hamry, here's Goforth. Down the line, got the deflection.
I do have to say, no matter the outcome today, no matter who wins, no matter who loses, I will say I think Covenant Day goes home as the team that had the most fun out of the whole day. They're just having a good time, and it's fun to watch.
15-10. Jansen, Portland blocked, a clean block up top. Goforth and Billiard. And maybe this is that one last run for the Lions, down by 4.
Making a big comeback here. Some of that blocking that was so strong in the second set that they were able to win.
Giving more hope on the sideline for the Lions that they might push this to 5. Patterson. Emery for Goforth. Nash gets it up. Patterson.
Good up.
Couple go to the floor. Goforth pushes it deep. Patterson one more time and gets it through the blockers. (16-11) Charlotte Country Day.
Big turning points here. I think it's usually more difficult when a team gets to 20 to really stop them, so they want to make their run before Country Day gets there.
The runner by Billiard, yeah, they needed that. And that sideline is up and dancing around. The Lions with a little bit more in the tank as they trail by 4. They must win this set to force a 5th. They were beaten by Charlotte Country Day in the finals last year. Jansen all the way out. Portland pushes it across. Opportunity again for the Lions, and that's long.
She was
trying to go cross court.
Trying to hit that back corner where she knew nobody was, but if she'd have taken just a couple inches off of that, she would have had a great hit.
17-12, Charlotte Country Day. One timeout left for Heather Mills. Emery, the quick hit. Jansen and Kinsinger blocked cleanly by Sarah Billiard.
Big block there. These are huge points. They need to catch up to them, and they're trying everything they've got, every strategy, and those big blocks are going to be key.
And again, a 1v1 block. And is she going to get some attention at the college level? She's a couple of years away from needing to make that choice. Kinsinger fires it wide down the sideline, and it's a 17-14 game.
You see that energy building inside of them. With every point they score, you see the capability of that next point because of the enthusiasm they have.
In the student sections for Covenant Dade, hopeful, nervous. Kinsinger, the winner, 18-14. This is where the run now for Taylor Portland on serve cannot last long for the Lions.
They're going to need a side out just as soon as this ball gets over. Let's see if they can use their offense here. Great pass.
Embry up top with Billiard. Look at those ups. Blocked, however. Quick touch. And there's a big point for the Buccaneers. 19-14. They take another inch closer.
Embry tried everything she had. She laid out trying to get a hand on that ball, but just wasn't quite there.
19-14. Portland's serve continues. Good set again to Hemry. Quick touch. Played in the air by Johnson. Franz. Goforth from the back.
Great swing.
Handled by Jansen. And sent over by Kinsinger. Almost a must-point win for the Lions, and there it is from Billiard.
They are not giving up on this set for anything.
Well, why would they? They had opportunities yesterday to give up twice. They didn't. A couple of 5-set wins.
And like their coach said, they got nothing to lose. Might as well play with everything you got.
Kinsinger blocked down. Trouble here. Chased down by Jansen. And this has to go over. Emery, the set. Billiard, the touch. Played out of the net. Patterson sends it wide.
Another big point. Here they feel like they're back within reach, but they've got to keep battling here. They can't let up and get comfortable, that's for sure.
19-16. Kinsinger. That's handled off the back by Goforth. Billiard. Yes! 19-17. And the Lions on the bench may turn around and look at that wall and say, stop setting up the hardware, the medals, the trophies. We're not done yet.
Their energy is just unmatched by anybody else I've seen today.
And a mishandle on the serve by Portland. Patterson gets it across. Another key moment. Billiard.
Tight
Toward
ball
the
here.
net. Kinsinger blocks. Who's taking it?
Pulled way off
Billiard
the net.
sends it deep. Chance in the backside. Franz, the runner again. That has been their patented move, setting up Franz. Couple of opportunities the Lions had to cut it to one.
Time and time again. I think those blockers are almost pulling a little bit too far outside. They could push just a little bit back to midcourt, but when they do that, she could also have the line on the right side too.
But she's not really proven to go that way yet. You got to take that away. And there's a big cutoff by the Lions to bring it back to 2, 20-18.
You can almost see the excitement in the fans, and almost that feeling of it's no pressure on us. They're just having a good time.
Here's Macy Henry. Down by 2. Jansen, there's Franz again.
And they blocked.
Blocked. And it lands just wide. It went all the way
close.
across the court. Just missed kissing the line.
Wow.
3-point lead for the Buccaneers.
Had that fallen in bounds there, I think we could be definitely looking at a momentum change there, and it was so close.
21-18, Charlotte Country Day. Anna Kinsinger served it up. Emery, quick back set. Easily played. The runner again by Franz, the touch. Handled by Coleman and company. And the bump across. Jansen for Patterson. Yes.
I think both defensive players were trying to dive for the ball before they actually saw where the ball was going.
And the final timeout taken by Heather Mills after this Patterson kill brings the Buccaneers within 3 points of a repeat championship.
Those are still going to be a tough 3 points to fight for. Those blockers on Covenant Day side have really been strong, and they're going to have to be smart about the placement of the ball on both sides.
22-18 the score, and for the Lions, and we were talking so much about the sophomore Sarah Billiard. Well, she's right now rotated out, and they need a couple of side outs to get her back on the court where you can really start to cut into this deficit.
They've really been depending on Sarah as well, but this is an opportunity for somebody else to really step up and take control of those balls and get the sets and be able to terminate those kills.
And a look at Brian Rosen and his Buccaneers, who are now just 3 points away from claiming another state championship. Meanwhile, Anna Scheck and the Lions trying to keep their hopes alive of the state title. Set 4. Charlotte Country Day, 2-1 lead, and they're up 4. Late stages in the 4th. Embry has to improvise. Go for it, sends it across. The back set, Franz again, kept alive.
Great effort by Coleman there, getting that hand on it.
Go forth. And now Patterson. Shot here for the Lions, quick set. Covered up by Jansen.
Trying to change the direction of that ball and find a hole, but not quite.
Embry, here's go forth again, down the line, blocked, and into the net.
I think she's a little frustrated with that call.
23-18 Charlotte. And they're 2 points away. And a double hit. 24-18. Talk about that call.
Tough timing for a call like that. I feel like the officials haven't been very strict on those calls throughout the match, and for it to come back to setting up game point is really hard.
Championship point for Kinsinger and the Buccaneers. Here's Goforth. And here's the moment. Franz.
They stay in it.
Sent across. Up ahead. Franz one more time. Kept alive, and the Lions are not done yet. Denying Franz twice.
Big points there. That's where they've been being beat for the majority of this set, and to get those blocks up when they really count right here is strong.
Had the championship on her swing twice. Coleman, meanwhile, to keep the Lions in it. Franz one more time. Not this time either.
They do it again.
The block by Goforth and company up top, 24-20. And a timeout taken by the Buccaneers.
I think has to be a spurt of confidence right there after being beat so many times on those back sets to stop her twice in a row for big points. They're not out of this set here. As long as they can lower their mistakes in these next 4 points, it can be anybody's ball game.
And as we look at this rotation of the block team, they didn't move over in concert, but they kind of hedged a little bit back toward the middle, which is where Franz has been going almost every single time on that play.
Covenant was doing a good job there of adjusting those blockers to where she's been hitting, and those adjustments are what builds really strong teams.
24-20, a hopeful set of Lions break the huddle. Still facing 4 championship points for Charlotte Country Day. And the junior, Carissa Coleman, continues to serve. 24-20, Buccaneers up by 4. And another championship point. Jansen comes to it. Here's Patterson. And there it is. Charlotte Country Day has repeated. They take down Covenant Day in 4 sets, just as they did 1 year ago. 25-20 in the 4th set, and back-to-back championships for Brian Rosen and Charlotte Country Day. We'll come back to Westland Christian Academy and wrap up the 3A Volleyball State Independent Championships when we return. Exclusive coverage presented by Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Really taking this game. The momentum would change constantly. They were really fighting for every ball. Both of these teams showed up to win, and they fought to the very last point.
And great emotions in both huddles after the championship is over. There's a look at Brian Rosen, a champion head coach once again. Meanwhile, in that Lions huddle, the Billiard sisters, the sophomore Sarah and Hannah, the senior, playing on the same court for the final time. There's the game winner, the championship winner for the Buccaneers, repeating once again. They wind up 44-1 and 3A independent high school volleyball champions again. For Adrian Core, for Jason Lockhart, and the entire Time Warner Cable Sports Channel team, Patrick Keenis from High Point. Thanks to Weston Christian Academy for hosting a tremendous event. Hope you enjoyed it. And once again, the champions in 3A, Charlotte Country Day. So long from High Point.